Alright, so in this video I'm going to be going over a pretty hot topic that a lot of people are starting to hit in content, and a lot of the newer players will also be hitting as well, and that is dimensional rift. Some people call it rift. You'll see it referred to as ancient core grind. People go here from level 21 plus for XP grinds. There's multiple reasonings that people come here. But ultimately, you are grinding the dimensional rift, killing mobs, and it is absolutely amazing. The XP is phenomenal. The drops are insane. I personally average a little over 110 blues per hour in a proper group with the proper setup, which ends up turning into right around 3,000 cores per hour. And I'd say I only roughly average about 2 to 5 of those being actual sellable blues, and maybe 1 or 2 if I'm lucky to actually be sellable blues worth anything. But you're mainly doing this for, the cores, the XP, and you can convert the cores into repair tools and sell them as starseed if you really want. But we're going to be down here by Tristeza, right by Cyclops if you're familiar. This is the zone where you first go into after you complete the level 19 story part, and you'll start coming into Trist. And the dimensional rift, you just want to follow this road right to this little location. You'll see all these rocks on the mini map, and the right side of the road kind of comes to a dead end. Well, there is actually a light post right at the end of that road that everybody uses as a reference point. That light post right at the end of the road is what you really want to use as a pull spot. And what you want to do is you want to go down on the bottom half, and you want to kind of tag everything and bring them right to the middle, right where the marker is. Now, my preferred comp setup for this is 3 DPS, a priest, and a Zerker or a Crusader. I definitely prefer Zerkers over Crusaders because they just spin the win on everything. They do massive DPS. They have really good life leech. They have all kinds of abilities that, in my opinion, just make them better, especially for something like this. And then, obviously the priest for AoE heals, they can drop their buff on the ground to make the Zerkers and whoever's standing in it, do more damage, mainly the melee, because you don't really want to go in there as ranged. So what you do is you run down, you start here, this is the kill spot, and then you go along the bottom half, and you kind of just run around and tag everything. If you're ranged DPS, which most DPS in the game are right now, you just kind of tag everything. You want to aggro it. It also works with mounts. However, a lot of this stuff is already in combat. If it's already in combat, it will actually, it won't aggro as you run past it with your mount. So what you end up having to do is you end up having a fireball. Like you'll see me here, we just got done with one of the pulls on the bottom half, and we're bringing them. You see that light post right about at 1 o'clock currently where I'm looking at, and there's the priest buff on the ground, the Zerker spinning the winning. I'm actually running 3 Zerkers here, mage and a priest. So a lot of spin the wins. And as you can see in that simple pull, there's 2 greens, 2 blues, a bunch of whites, and we pick it up, got a recipe, a blue, and I think another, let's see what pops up. Oh, okay, it was an armor frag. Okay, so still 1 blue, 1 green in the first pull, and you'll see now all I gotta do is run. I just tag, and then missed that one, tag again, and these are the ones that I was saying were in combat. See how you have to sometimes double tag those because they will not aggro you. The singles will, the solos won't. And then I'm pulling them straight to my Zerkers. They're gonna intercept. So then I come up here and I just start tagging stuff and I pull them back to my Zerkers. And this is pretty much Rift. So this is pretty much what I do. Now if you're not running a priest, what you can also do is you can, go and gather some of the nearby herbs and stuff to regenerate your HP. And, that's a very cost-efficient way if you don't want to burn through potions, because you will. Ghost mushrooms or breath mushrooms or whatever they are, they sell for almost 90 each at the moment. They do fluctuate quite a bit, but they seem to average about 90. While I was personally doing this, they dropped leather in tough meat. The tough meat varies greatly. Sometimes it's really cheap. Sometimes it goes up to almost 50. If it's under 10, I just delete it. If it's over 10, I'll actually go sell it. The leather was always worth destroying when I was doing this. However, they just recently did a patch change where they removed the ability to buy leather from the vendor. Now, with this patch change, we're expecting leather to go up. I'm expecting it to go right around to about 50 each-ish. That's kind of where I feel like you will end up plateauing the leather prices, but that's still good. If it does go up to 50 each, I say hang on to your leather and sell it. And as far as the blues go, what you really want to look out for is as you do this, you'll kind of figure out what blues sell good and which ones are just worth salvaging. Now, my general rule of thumb is anything less than 2,000 seeds on the market gets salvaged. If it's over 2,000 seeds, I'll sell it. That is your personal preference. And yeah, that's about all I got as far as the blues go. There are recipes and some like adept puppies and stuff for your estates and stuff you can gather out here, but that I don't really consider any of those worth talking about. I never really made much off of them. If you get a potion recipe, that could be a lot of money, but I haven't. And like I said, just to kind of re-summarize, you want to keep your B tier. Salvage all of your C tier, and then with your B gear you could take it to town, or if you already know it doesn't sell for anything, you could salvage it on the spot. What I like to do is I like to do about 5 runs of salvaging at the campsite, and then I'll go and take all of my sellables and stuff and sell them at town in the big city at the 5th run, and then come back and repeat. You always want to have a 5-man party. And just as of lately, I've been talking with other groups through global chat and actually getting like 8 or 9 groups out here simultaneously. Now, the thing that happens with 9 groups is you don't make nearly as much experience. However, you make about 5 times more loot, because the loot doesn't matter how many people kill the mobs. As long as somebody in your party gets a tag on one of the mobs that one of the other parties is killing, you will get full loot credit for it. So, doing that method, I've actually upped to about 4,000 cores per hour while in a giant Zerg server. They're pretty easy to organize. As free-to-play comes out, and within the first 3-4 days, people find out about this method, they'll be out there as well. So I don't think it'll be hard to do that method whatsoever. In this video, I was not doing the method. I was actually grinding levels at the time. But shortly after I did this, I went on a core grind and slammed out a couple legendary pieces of gear, slammed out 1,000 gear score, and working on pushing 1,100 now. So I hope this helps. For anybody that's tuning in for the first time and this is the first thing you've seen, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you watching greatly. All the love and support is very much appreciated. I might not say it much, but I am super thankful. And I do prefer to present myself very authentic rather than clipping and cutting and just making short, precise videos, because I feel like the YouTube community is flooded with highly edited fake people that try to do it just for the views. I prefer to actually engage with my audience and speak to y'all how I would speak to somebody that I was training in my own guild or in my own Discord. So with that being said, I do appreciate y'all tuning in, and make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.